Thanks so much for staying there. Now let's do the regional trek. The Ghana Federation of the Disability Organizations has threatened to sue the Accra Metropolitan Assembly for failing to make the Millennium School buildings in Accra disability friendly. The organization laments the rights of children to education are being violated with impunity.
The Millennium City School project is being undertaken by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly in collaboration with the United States Agency for International Development. The project forms part of measures to eradicate the shift school system in the metropolis. But there are concerns most of the schools are not disability friendly. The buildings, which come in a 3-story 18-unit classrooms, have no elevators nor platforms to aid persons with disabilities to access classrooms. The school blocks have only staircases. This violates Section 6 of the Disability Law as well as Article 29 of the Constitution and Article 9 of the UN Convention, all of which require buildings to be disability friendly. School authorities at some of the schools were tight-lipped on the issue when contacted for fear of victimization. However, a new block being constructed at the Mamprobi Salvation Army cluster of schools is disability friendly. Though we gathered there were no students with disabilities, the Ghana Federation of Disability insists there is still a need to make the facilities accessible to persons with disability.
The law did not say when children with disability come before you construct them. If you do not construct them, how do they come? They themselves will look at the place and see that it is not accessible to them. Why should they come? How will they access the places? He said all public places. Schools are public places. They must be made accessible. And people seeing that, children seeing that they are accessible, parents seeing that they are accessible, they will send their children there.
Isaac Tugun said efforts to make the AMA to make the buildings accessible to persons with disability had failed.
We've done everything possible, even to find an amicable solution to the problem. And it is not working. If that thing happens, we proceed to court. What we want is a perpetual injunction on the continued construction of the school and the use of the school. Because it is a law. Why is it that when it is person with disability law, it will be violated with impunity? If the court will not act, then we know that maybe we are not part of the Ghanaian society.
Meanwhile, the moratorium for all buildings to be made disability-friendly ends in August this year, and the question is whether such buildings will remain as they are. Evelyn Tingma, TV3 News.
Evelyn Tingma filed that report. We'll get you more on that. But let's go to the Western region. President Mahama has launched a conversion of some polytechnics into technical universities. Under the program, 6 of the 10 polytechnics in the country will be converted in the 2016-2017 academic year. The president launched the program at the Takoradi Polytechnic.
The technical universities that we are launching will form an integral part of this momentous next chapter in our country's educational history. The job market today is looking for skilled, practical, technical personnel. The Technical Universities Bill has been finalized by the Attorney General's Department. Is currently under consideration by the National Council for Tertiary Education. It will go to Cabinet and then be presented to Parliament when Parliament resumes later this month. And I can assure you the bill will be passed at the next sitting of Parliament, and in the academic year starting 2016-2017, 6 of our polytechnics and maybe another 2, depending on what happens, will become fully fledged technical universities.
President John Dramani Mahama there. Now, the Ghana Education Service asks heads of second cycle institutions not to prevent students from writing the West Africa Senior High School certificate examinations over non-payment of school fees. The director, Jacob Kaur, who made this known, urged parents to, however, pay in full the third-term fees of the awards in the final year or have their results blocked by the West African Examinations Council.
The natural science practical textbook, authored by Joseph Albert Quam, Classifying the head as part of the body used for carrying loads has received several criticisms on social media. However, the author of the textbook, Joseph Albert Kwam, has defended the classification, which has generated heated debate across the country. The Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Education Service, Reverend Jonathan Betty, is also of the view the function, as stated in the book, is not far-fetched.
We are not saying that the man is fully right, but it's an example he's making in that level to the primary one. Now, the man's book has come to Ghana Education Service that has gone through what we call the curriculum division process, that we assess the book and we have given the go-ahead to the man that his book is accepted to be on the market for us as a supplementary book, but not a textbook for the use of Ghana Education Service pupils in Class 1.
He further explained the book went through the required approval process by the author in 2011.
The Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Education Service, Reverend Jonathan Betty, admitting that indeed the controversial science textbook for Primary 1 pupils was approved by the Ghana Education Service as a recommended material for teaching and learning. The story we wanted to show you was the GES asking that second or heads of second cycle institutions should not stop or prevent students from writing the WASI exams because of non-payment of school fees.
There has been misunderstanding among parents, students, and some heads of public senior high schools across the country regarding the billing, payment, and collection of third-term fees. Some final year students have reportedly been threatened they will not be allowed to write their final examination due to non-payment of fees. But the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Jacob Kaur, has directed school heads not to prevent any students from writing the papers.
Management wishes to state that all the items on the 2015-2016 academic year bill scheduled for third term must be paid in full by all final year students except examination fees. However, the feeding fees must be prorated, meaning it should be calculated based on the number of days the final year students will spend in school.
He, however, urged parents to make efforts to pay all outstanding fees.
Management is duly aware of the financial challenges of some parents, so there is a cushioning for them to pay the bills by installments, even if it is on a daily basis. No student should be denied the opportunity to write the examinations due to non-payment of fees. But any student who fails to pay his or her fees may have their results blocked by the West African Examinations Council.
Meanwhile, the May-June 2016 examinations has commenced across the country.